I ain't gonna lie to you. I got a 6-1, maybe. I got a 6-1, bruh. Good body shot from Fulton. Good right hand from Fulton, brother. Hey, let me run this by you.
We prepared well. It didn't go like we wanted, like we expected, but we always knew that only one David was gonna prevail. The only thing that's left is to learn from it, move on, and be better next time.
David Benavidez and David Morrell engaged in an exciting showdown that enthralled fight viewers with its intensity. As the rounds went on, it was evident that Ben's expertise and power started to take control. Boxing pros have exposed Ben's victory, calling it a massive robbery. The two boxers engaged in a slugfest from the opening bell, seemed determined to end the bout via knockout. Social media channels have been ahive with responses from supporters who feel Morrell was unfairly denied. Winning one fan jokingly wrote David Benavidez gets detained outside the arena after robbing David Morrell, expressing the sense that Morrell was the deserved winner. Javon Tanks, my first time seeing Morrell fight sunk. Davis weighed in on the bout, expressing astonishment at Morrell's agility, given his size. Tank stated in a since-deleted tweet. Davis went further, accused the referee of cheating, implying that the officiating may have been biased in favor of Benavidez. Well-known sports journalist Ariel Helwani commended the match's intensity, claiming this Benavidez x Morrell battle is sick, just as excellent, if not better than expected. Love it. While considering the entertainment worth of the fight, based on Helwani's remarks, Morrell stepped up the drama in those last rounds, underscoring the fiercely contested nature of the encounter. Combat sports expert Kaposo remarked, and the dramatic shift in the final rounds seen just when that fight settles into a routine. Good fight, not challenging to score but delivered as expected. This remark shows the belief that Morrell's performance in the later rounds was strong enough to secure him the win. The animosity between Benavidez and Morrell was evident even before the fight. At a media workout leading up to the bout, tensions boiled over when Benavidez shoved Morrell during a face-off, prompting Morrell to hurl his title belt at Benavidez. Security intervened to prevent further escalation. By the fourth round, Morrell stunned Benavidez with a surprising right hook that left the Mexican fighter on the ropes, showing vulnerability for the first time in a long while. However, Benavidez, known for his resilience and relentless pressure, quickly regained his composure. He started landing powerful uppercuts, breaking through Morrell's guard and pushing the Cuban fighter back, despite being on the back foot for much of the fight.
It was one of my mistakes where, maybe I got going a little too late. I was getting going in the last 3 rounds. Maybe I should have done that earlier, but it's something to learn from, and, something that happened in that fight that was a factor. 1 second, then Rafael here.
David, I wondered, when we were leading up to the fight, there was a lot of discussion about your relative lack of professional experience compared to David. I know you had the great amateur background. He had so many more pro fights. It seemed like that was a factor because he was able to slow it down, speed it up, and do sort of what he wanted at a lot of the times. I wonder if you felt like that the experience level was maybe a little bit much for you. I'd actually like to hear Ronnie's perspective on that also.
It was definitely one of the main factors in this fight, where it didn't tilt the balance 100%, but it definitely was something that played a role in the outcome of the fight.
Benavidez continued to pressure Morrell into the later rounds, showcasing his physical strength and ability to absorb punishment. By the 8th round, the effects of Ben's attack were starting to show as Morrell appeared fatigued. His performance, which initially included some showboating and movement, began to wane as Benavidez controlled the pace of the fight. As the rounds wore on, Morrell's energy dipped, and it was clear that Benavidez was ably ahead on the unofficial scorecards. By the 9th round in the championship rounds, Morrell attempted to rally, looking to steal the final rounds with aggression. However, Benavidez continued to dictate the action, inviting the Cuban to press forward. A surprising moment came near the end of the 11th round when Morrell scored a knockdown on Benavidez. However, controversy struck when the referee deducted a point from Morrell for punching after the belt. This deduction shifted the momentum back in Benavidez his favor at the end of the fight. That the judges scored in favor of Benavidez with 2 scores of 115-111 and one of 1188, making him the winner by unanimous decision. However, the result was met with criticism from WBA lightweight champion Jant Davis, who accused the referee of cheating. Davis vented his dissatisfaction on social media, saying the referee's actions influenced the outcome of the fight. Benavidez Nicknamed the Mexican Monster, boasts an imposing record of 290, with 24 knockouts, known for his relentless pressure power punches and iron. Well, he has been on a mission to establish himself as the most dominant super middleweight and a potential contender to face boxing superstar Canelo Alvarez. In the build-up to this fight, Benavidez has been vocal about his disdain for Morrell, accusing him of disrespect and vowing to make their clash a brutal affair. The press conference showcased Benz's fiery temperament with his aggressive remarks and a physical altercation that only added to the drama.
David Morrell and David Benavidez are going to fight.
Yeah.
Is that a fight that you're...
Oh, got it, yeah. Well, the story with he and I was, I met him when he was a kid, like a kid. And he told me, I'm going to be a world champion someday. And then I run into him and he's a world champion. You know, that's happened to me so many times, usually with MMA fighters, not boxers. That's when I was sort of kicking the tires of boxing. Yes, I will watch that fight, if that's the question you're asking.
David Benavidez, American, from Arizona, from Phoenix, Arizona. Debut 2013 through 2021. I think he is still fighting. His last fight most likely occurred in 2021. Oh wait, November 13, he's got an upcoming fight versus Jose Uzcatagu, Colombian. But his last one took place March 13, 2021. 24, and we got another undefeated.
On the other side, David Morrell, the WBA regular champion, has carved out a reputation as a slick, powerful, and technically adept boxer with a perfect record of 110-9 knockouts. Morrell is keen to prove that he belongs at the top of the category, despite being the less experienced fighter. In terms of professional fights, Morrell has displayed no signs of intimidation throughout the news conference. His unwillingness to shake Benz's hand and his brave gesture of flinging his championship belt at Benz's head signified that he's not backing down.
Man, no secret for everybody that Benavidez were, you know Robocop? Hey, stop! Here, that's it. Look, the Benavidez versus plan. It's 12 rounds. You know, this time is the really secret. I never fight plan before. I mean, I think so plan not have too much power for Benavidez. So you know, he's the big guy. He's as stronger too. So you have like the good lefts. You training hard. You have power. You have everything. I mean, nothing for you.
Keep your head up.
I can dance. I move. You know, I can dance. Benavidez can dance. That's it.
The tension between Benavidez and Morrell erupted during a media workout in Miami on December 17, 2024. Their animosity boiled over into a physical altercation, escalating the anticipation for their forthcoming light heavyweight title fight. Benavidez has also highlighted the personal animosity between him and Morrell, noting, "He doesn't like me, I don't like him." This hostility has been visible in their pre-fight meetings, including a heated argument during a media workout where Ben shoved Morrell, leading to Morrell throwing his WBA interim championship at Benavidez. Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion, did not mince words, stating, "Benavidez won that fight. It's evident. They don't want him near me. The sport warrants rematches when it's this controversial." Alvarez's words alluded at long-standing suspicions regarding boxing politics, purposely sidelining Benavidez, a relentless challenger, from earning a career-defining match against the sport's biggest star. His plea for a quick rematch echoed a broader mood among fans and pundits who viewed the decision as a roadblock to the pairings. The public needs. The rivalry between Canelo and Benavidez has been one of the most talked about topics in boxing over the past few years. The friction between the two fighters derives from Ben's repeated push for Canelo's super middleweight championships, which Canelo has evaded. Andrew Ward, the former champion turned ESPN analyst, delivered a more balanced but pointed analysis, admitting Morrell's technical prowess, while siding with Benz's case. Morrell's defense was amazing, but successful aggression should have influenced this. Benavidez did more to win rounds. Ward observed on the tension between tactical boxing and the eye test of sustained pressure. His commentary reflected the subjective nature of judging criteria, where clean punching, effective aggression, ring generalship, and defense are weighted differently by each official. Meanwhile, veteran trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas delivered a scathing indictment of the sport itself, declaring this is why boxing's dying. Benavidez landed the harder shots, forced the fight. Judges rewarded running. Atlas's frustration with Morrell's lateral movement, dismissed by some as evasive rather than strategic, resonated with fans who felt the Cuban slick style prioritized survival over domination, clashing with the visceral appeal of Benz's relentless attack.
In terms of moving back down to 168, is that out the window now?
I'm not going back down to 168. I don't care if Canelo, if you wanted to fight me and told me to go down to 168, I don't care about that money. I don't care about none of that. I was at 168 for a while. 3 years, I was #1 contender. I was not given that opportunity, so now I'm here at 175 fighting the guys that have balls that actually take on their #1 contenders.
Have you completely lost hope in that fight happening?
I don't think about that fight. I mean, I only think about what's on the table, and I only think about what's ahead of me. I knew that this fight was potentially, we could make it. We made it happen. Now I'm only thinking about this fight and then unifying the titles after.
Media outlets further fueled the firestorm with the ring and boxing scene, publishing unofficial scorecards that overwhelmingly favored Benavidez 75, aligning with the fan consensus. The statistical breakdown and media dissent painted a picture of a fight where the judge's interpretation starkly diverged from both quantitative data and qualitative assessments. Social media channels burst with the hashish robbery, making analogies to infamous decisions behind the scenes. Benavidez camp filed formal appeals with the WBC and WBA, though historical precedent suggests overturning the result is unlikely. Morrell's team, while open to a rematch if the money's right, faced mounting scrutiny, their triumph overshadowed by accusations of illegitimacy. As the sport grappled with yet another credibility crisis, the fallout stretched beyond the ring. Benz's route to a Canelo paycheck grew murkier, while Morrell's undefeated record wore an asterisk in the court of public opinion.
I think the purer puncher probably is Morrell for one shot. He's the less experienced guy, but he's got that Cuban background, with the amateur pedigree, over 100-something fights. He's got experience. Even though he's got a lot less fights professional, he's got experience. He hasn't fought the resume professionally that Benavidez has, so that's in favor of Benavidez. The experience, always important. But also the pedigree, like I said, where he comes from, Cuba, how, you come from that island that from the beginning when you first put those gloves on, it's all about becoming a world champ. Part of it is to escape the communist country, to get to a better life, to get to where you can pursue dreams, to get over here where you can become a world champion. And that is all there. But Benavidez comes from those bloodlines too, where it's all about with him and his father, and his family. It's all about being a champion, staying a champion, being proud, representing yourself in and out of the ring as a champion. The power. Both guys are known for that.
With paper stats revealing an astounding 650,000 buys proof of the fighter's drawing power, the clamor for a rematch became a financial certainty, even as Benavidez flirted with a shift to light heavyweight. In the end, the fight's legacy may hinge on whether boxing's power brokers prefer justice for Benavidez or allow the topic to fester further, undermining the trust of a disillusioned fan base. David Morrell expressed his displeasure at the outcome, but he appreciated Benz's skills and the stiff competition he provided. Morrell confessed that he had some challenges during the fight, but praised his own efforts and commitment. He also claimed that he will accept this setback as a learning experience and come back stronger in his future fights. Benavidez successfully defended his interim WBA light heavyweight title, while adding the WBC light heavyweight belt to his collection, obtaining a majority decision over Morrell. His signature, relentless volume punching and body assaults helped him to take control of most of the bout, outworking Morrell and weakening him down over the rounds. However, Morrell showed incredible skill and tenacity. Ben's high tempo and physicality was too much for the Cuban great. Even before the bout, Ben's confidence remained unwavering, and his triumph over David Morrell consolidated his domination in the super middleweight division with his relentless aggressiveness, precision, and power. Benavidez demonstrated that he is the best in his class. His performance left no doubt about his skill and determination to reign supreme in the division. In addition to the personal grudge, the outcome of this fight has significant implications for the super middleweight division's future. With Benz's victory, his campaign for a blockbuster bout against Canelo acquires even more momentum. This win reinforces his standing as a top contender and makes the possible showdown with Canelo even more anticipated.
I definitely made a lot of mistakes that left me exposed to getting hit more than I wanted. Next question.
David, I wanted to ask you a couple things. When it comes to a rematch, is that something that you'd like to wait maybe a couple years for before you jump back into it? And then if you can also elaborate on the difference in body shots. It doesn't seem like you really paid a lot of attention to the body like he did.
Next question. I'm not going to wait like 3 years. That would be a long time. And as far as whether he wasn't looking for the body enough, that maybe that was the case. Yes, where I felt that I should have looked for the body more, but in that sense, he was heavier than normal, and it wasn't like he was hitting me that hard either, where like I wasn't feeling his punches a lot more than he was feeling mine.
On the other hand, had Morrell emerged victorious, it would have catapulted him to superstardom and established him as a legitimate force in the division. While Morrell's loss is a setback, his performance in the fight has still showcased his potential and resilience, hinting at a bright future ahead. The super middleweight division remains an exciting battleground, with both fighters playing pivotal roles in its unfolding narrative. However, the fight wasn't without danger for Benavidez. In the early rounds, Morrell hurt him badly with a well-timed power shot, momentarily putting the undefeated Mexican-American in trouble. Then in the 11th round, Morrell scored a dramatic knockdown, stunning the crowd and momentarily shifting momentum in his favor. But just as quickly as he gained an edge, Morrell suffered a controversial setback. At the end of the same round, he landed a punch after the bell, leading the referee to deduct a point, a decision that drew immediate backlash from fans and fighters alike. David Benz's kid, Anthony, was noticeably thrilled and delighted. After his father's victory, he celebrated by putting in some excellent boxing movements, showcasing his own boxing talents exactly like his dad. Anthony's enthusiasm and joy were evident as he shared the moment with fans and media, expressing his admiration and support for his father. There you go. Despite the controversy, Benz's victory solidified his position in the boxing world. His performance not only earned him the WBA regular title, but also the WBC interim light heavyweight belt. This sets the stage for a potential showdown for the undisputed light heavyweight title later in the year. Although Benavidez had previously expressed interest in facing Canelo Alvarez for the super middleweight crown, his latest win and new belt put that dream on hold as he now focuses on bigger challenges in the light heavyweight division. Benz's future in the ring provides even bigger difficulties and chances. Benavidez's victory over Morrell was a testament to his skill, power, and resilience. Despite facing early adversity, including a moment of vulnerability in the early rounds and a knockdown in the 11th, Benavidez showcased why he's known as the Mexican Monster. His relentless pressure and high work rate broke down Morrell over the course of the fight, earning him a clear unanimous decision victory. The referee's controversial point punishment against Morrell for a punch after the bell created drama to the bout, but it didn't overshadow Benavidez's overwhelming performance. The win has switched his focus to the light heavyweight class, likely signaling a new chapter in his career. Although his desire of meeting Canelo Alvarez at super middleweight may be on hold for now, Benz's future is filled of intriguing prospects as he continues to climb the ranks. The boxing world eagerly anticipates his next move.
There's a huge demand for this fight, David Morrell and David Benavidez. For me, though, I never had a huge demand for it because I think it's a bit early for Morrell. And when you look at his last fight, Riyadh season, David Morrell didn't look that good. But a lot of people don't think David Benavidez looked that good against Volsik. I thought he looked great. I just thought he gassed out, but I thought he looked phenomenal. This fight, though, reminds me a bit of how they moved along Vargas. Remember when Vargas fought Trinidad? People wanted that fight until they saw it. He was a little too young, and he was showing a lot of promise, but I think they moved him along too quickly. Don't be surprised if David Benavidez give him a boxing lesson. David Benavidez, I think he's going to show some movement, shoot the jab, be busy. I think Morrell has a puncher's chance, and I think it's a phenomenal puncher's chance because he's so athletically gifted.
Benavidez and David Morrell, right? This is the type of fights boxing needs. Two young fighters, great fighters in their division. They moved up to 175. They were at 168. The fight wasn't made there, but 175, David said, you know what, let's make this fight happen. The first few pictures, it looks like David has some weight to take off. He looks like the Tyson Fury of the 175, but that doesn't matter, right? It's all about your fighting technique, your fighting style. I think David Morrell has a great opportunity to showcase his skills, but I don't think it'll be enough to beat a David Benavidez. I think David Benavidez has a little bit too much power and too much combinations for David Morrell. David Morrell hasn't, fought anybody that is maybe top 2, top 3. David Benavidez has been in there with Caleb Plant, has been in there with some good fighters. So he is coming into the fight the favorite. But let me know what you guys think of that fight. All right, let me know what you guys.
What do you think of David Benz's performance? Has David Morrell? Share your views and opinions in the comments below.